Good morning, everyone. I hope that you all are having an amazing day. It is Saturday, and we are out in the garden early this morning. Um, it's hot as heck outside already, and I should have tried to get out here a little bit earlier. It is now 11:20, and I got a lot to do in the garden today. But I'm gonna kind of take you along with me. I gotta take a break and get some other stuff done today, but today we have I have to first, there is a, if you can see it right here, there is a potato bucket that I need to get pulled. It's died back and I already cut the leaves off, and I have another one there, but I don't think I'm gonna pull that one yet because it hasn't died back enough. I have two more over here, but I'm not gonna touch those because I don't think that they've died back enough. Well, they definitely haven't died back enough, but we had some rain. We've had rain, and the one thing I want to get done is later on this evening is I want to fertilize I want to water, fertilize, and then I want to spray. Y'all, I sprayed, I was watching TikTok, and this guy, I caught his live, and he was saying some things to spray, and I'll just put it right here. But he was saying what he sprayed in his garden to keep down the pests. Y'all, I sprayed this right here in my garden, and I sprayed it on my plum tree. When I tell y'all it killed them Japanese beetles like that, and I need to wash my deck off because it's so many dead Japanese beetles, and I will put a picture right here to show y'all what I'm talking about. So I want to spray again this evening, because with all the rain they keep coming back anyway, but I definitely want to keep them out of my garden from eating up everything. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead on and get started. I had my husband come out here and dump the potatoes, so let's just go ahead and go through these potatoes that we got. So, y'all, I already see a potato right here. So, I'm just gonna sit them right there. But I don't know how many plants I planted in this one, and I knew this thing was gonna be so wet. That was my problem, and I didn't want my potatoes to go bad. And I was really trying to hurry up and get all the potatoes out because I didn't want it to be dry. I didn't want my potatoes to be drowning in water. These are Yukon Golds that I planted, so I'm truly excited about that. And I don't know how many plants I planted, to be honest with you, but it looks like these are all coming off this one plant right here. And then Yukon Golds seem to be really do well in the garden. I really don't know how well y'all can see. Okay, I want to make sure y'all can get a good view. So they seem to do really well. There we go. In the garden, and I'm trying to be very careful because I don't want to scratch anything, but I want all my dirt. I don't want, we don't want to do that. This container is super old and disgusting, so I'm gonna get rid of this container, and I'm gonna be putting this dirt back in a different container. And I don't care how small my my potatoes are. I want all my potatoes. Y'all hear me? Every last drop of them, down to the itty bitty babies. Sure do. Anywho, so but we've been having so much rain here that I have feared the potatoes getting too wet and not being good. I had an issue with one of my potato plants that I planted and another one where they actually became mushy and they were no good. It didn't get a good, they were taken off, but unfortunately They just didn't survive, and I just didn't want that to happen again. So I was trying to combat all the rain that we've been having, which I'm not complaining about. You know, it keeps my water bill down. See, this is one of the problems I'm talking about. So this potato split, and it was because of all the water they have been getting. I'm trying to be very careful with the skin, but that'll heal over. Or cure itself, should I say. So here's one plant. And we got a good potato right there. One right here. One right here. Y'all, one time I had a really good harvest, and I set my potatoes out. Wild Hogs came behind me and started eating on my, he didn't even eat them, he was just biting them just because he could. Pissing me off. Here's a mother potato. Well, I did get it to dry out some, so I'm happy about that. It wasn't as wet as I was afraid it was going to be, because I tried to stop watering it, and when it rained I tried to cover it up. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm going to leave some of the root matter in here, so because it's just going to break down. But I am trying to make sure I don't have any more potatoes. We do have some worms in here. Okay. So let me go ahead on and show y'all the little bit of harvest that I got from this one bucket. And I think this is a 15-gallon. It's either 10 or 15 gallon. I've had them for a while. I think it's a 15-gallon bucket. So I'm not mad at my harvest. Here's my harvest for my my one little bucket here. So I'm happy about that. Hey, y'all, so this is my full potato harvest, and it is basically one little small basket full. What I am going to do is I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to actually put it in my pantry, because you're supposed to store them in a dark place for at least a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and then I will rinse them off and, you know, get ready to use them. But the last year when I grew potatoes, I actually didn't rinse my potatoes until I was ready to harvest. And it didn't do anything to them. They were fine. So I'm just going to store these in my pantry, and let me show you where I'm gonna store them at. So I'm storing them here in this little space because it's dark, it's cool in here, and it will be sufficient enough for them to, and I use this because it needs ventilation and air, and I stacked them. I didn't lay them out flat anywhere, so that's why I use that, so that it'll have good ventilation. Guys, so it is extremely hot outside. It is too hot to be doing anything. I put on, this morning I had to put on some, I always put on sunblock. So the sunblock, it's got me glistening from that sunblock. So I'm about to go take a shower because we're actually getting ready to go somewhere. We need to continue to prep for our cruise coming up to Greece. So I'm gonna go take a shower, get ready, and I'll see you guys later on this evening when I come back so that we can finish working in the garden.